My name is Miss C. Welcome back. I am a kindergarten through third grade art teacher with the St. Tammany Parish School District. So this is lesson 3 today of the 2020 school year, and in the last 2 lessons we introduced the elements of art, and then we also started to talk about all the different kinds of lines that there are. And today we're going to be talking a little bit more about a type of line called the contour line. So let's look at our goal today and see what we're trying to accomplish. I can use a special technique to create a contour line drawing inspired by nature. So looking at our red words, this long word here, technique, and all that means is a special way of doing something. So we have, I can use a special way of doing something or a special way of making something to create a contour line drawing. The word contour comes from a French word which means outline. And outlining is one of the first things artists learn, and a lot of times it's one of the first things they do when they're planning a piece of artwork. So we're going to see how we can do that today. And one of the best artists to look at for contour line is Pablo Picasso. And we look at his first example right here. It's called Camel. And you can see how he starts his line and he's following with his eyes. He's following the edges of the camel. At the same time, he's drawing, and without ever picking up his pen, he's indicated to us the main outline of a camel. And he does the same thing with this one called horse. He begins here and he continues with the line which goes all the way around the edges of his horse until the line ends. And then I love this one. It's of his dog whose name was Lump. And again, he just begins and tries to capture just the edges, not a lot of detail. There's no shading. It looks very flat. We're not worried about making it three-dimensional at this point. And then we look at his last example that I have here today. It's called War and Peace. And this example has a little more detail, but again, he's using just line to indicate the edges of the hair, the leaves, the shape of the face, the edges of the neck, again the hair, the eyes. But she's very flat looking. There's no shading, there's no color, nothing that makes it look like it has form or three-dimensional. All we're using here is a contour line. So we're going to be practicing drawing today by making some contour lines. So I said we're going to be drawing from nature, so I went out and I got some different leaves from nature. And I want to start with the one that I think is going to be the simplest. So when I look at these 4, the one that seems to have the least amount of turns and bends is probably maybe this one. So I'm going to start with this one, and I can put it right here. But as I'm drawing it, I'm not really looking at my drawing. I'm looking over here at the leaf, and I'm thinking about how the leaf goes out and in, and then it comes over and around and down. And I want to see if I can just make my eyes see every little bend and turn and curve. And my eye is following in at the same time I'm trying to make my hand draw what I see. And then I see one little hole right here which I can draw. So then when I come back and check and I see it kind of goes in right there, this isn't too bad. To me, this shouldn't have come out quite as far, but again, we're just practicing. So looking at my next examples, to me, this one probably has the least amount of turns and bends, so maybe that's my next one I'll draw. So each time I draw, I'm kind of getting a little bit more difficult and trying to make it a little bit more hard for myself, pushing my eye to see every little detail. So I've got this really straight line. It seems to come out like this, and then over like this, and then it just comes straight down like this. And then when I look at this and check, and and I look back at mine, I could see I have not put in all these little bumps that I see all the way around here. So I'm gonna go back and try this one again and see if I can't really try to capture those little bumps and things along that edge. Goes out, a few little bumps on this side, and then very thin. All right, so that's a little bit better now. When I look at it, I kind of have captured those little jaggedy edges that you see along here. All right, let me try another one. So then I've got these two left. And I think this one is going to be more simple than this one because this one seems to have really a lot of turns and bends. So once again, I'm going to see if I can draw just what the edges would look like. And that's a contour line. So I'm drawing just the edges, following with my eyes. It seems to go up straight, come to a point. And I'm really trying to focus more on the drawing in front of me. Okay, so let's see. One thing, this is pretty good right here. I don't like this part right here. I feel like I could have been a little straighter and really seen this joint where the leaf starts. So maybe I would try a little bit different that time. I think my leaf could have been possibly a little bit fatter right here. But again, this is like when you're getting ready to run a race and you're off on the sidelines and you're stretching and you're working. So here I'm working my eyes, I'm working my hand, I'm trying to draw what my eye is seeing. And you can increase the strength of your eye-hand coordination by practicing exercises like this. So I'm saving the really complicated one for last to show you the special technique that we talked about in our goal, a special way of creating a contour line drawing. So to create this kind of drawing, it's called blind contour drawing. You can take a paper plate or a pencil, a piece of paper or a piece of styrofoam, and I want you to just take your pencil or your marker, what crayon, whatever you're using, and you are poking a hole through it like this. And so now when I put my paper in front of me, gotta make sure I'm on my paper, I cannot see my paper. This is blocking my view. So this is going to force me to really look with my eyes at this leaf, and every time my eyes see the leaf move outward or inward, I'm going to try to do that same thing with my hand as I draw. So let me see if I can kind of angle it like this so the camera can see what I'm doing, but I can't see. So here it is sitting by me, and my eyes are going to start with the stem, which looks like it goes up, and then I see that leaf come out a little bit, and then come in, then come out, comes in and goes around, and of course I have no way of telling what I'm drawing. I see this sort of V shape that comes out. And I'm going to call that the point. I may have even gone off my paper because I can't see up at the top there. And now I'm coming downward and outward, and it comes back in a long way. And then I'm going to guess, and I can't see again, I'm just going to guess that maybe the middle of my stem was somewhere about right here. Whoa, so now I look at it and I see, how did I do? Well, you can see this is way fatter than this, but that's okay, I couldn't see, right? What I'm doing is I'm exercising my eye. I'm really trying to see every time it goes out and it goes in. And if I follow, you can see that it's not too bad. Every time it went out, then I went in. And I'm kind of checking. Okay, I went out a little bit more there, but but when I see the points and when I see it go in, it kind of matches my drawing. So despite the way it looks at the end, I'm doing pretty good with my eye-hand coordination. So you can practice this several times with lots of different objects, and every time you practice, your eye and your hand get a little bit stronger and your contour lines are going to get a little bit better. And what it really teaches you is how to observe things in nature, how to observe things in life, how to observe what it is you're trying to create on your artwork and what you're trying to communicate. So let me go back to today's goal. Can I use a special technique? And yes, you can. Find that piece of paper or that paper plate, stick your pencil through it, and see if you can't do a blind technique to create a contour line drawing inspired by nature. And then for today's extension or activity that you can try, pick an object, maybe something in your house that has a lot of curves and bends, and it goes out and then it comes in. And this is a really fun object to try with the blind contour, because you can set it here, you can put that pencil through, and I am going to demonstrate this because I want you to see that your final product does not have to look like a cup. You are just exercising your eye and training your eye. So I'm starting with kind of the front leg of the cup, and I can see that it's sort of horizontal, then it's vertical, then the handle comes around, and then I see the cup is sort of oval at the top, and I never want to lift my pencil. I'm just trying to go back around, and I'm coming down for the side of the cup and over, and I'm going to try to come up this side, and then I have no idea. Oh, look at that. I know this was the opening right here and here. So don't worry what it looks like at the end. The main thing is you are practicing strengthening your eyes and your hand. And until next time, see you later. Bye.